Sorry about that. Somebody walked in playing a radio really loud. I had to stop that. So this is pretty far off. We're going to want to keep that in mind when we do any kind of analysis on this. It's not always going to be real easy to tell. Streams, it's pretty easy to tell, but you don't really have an accurate boundary for the, say, Silverboe County. This is probably pretty close. It's probably mapped with a better XY tolerance than the streams were. If they were mapped at 250,000 and we're looking at them on a scale of 1 to 50,000, they're going to look a lot further off than they actually are. Or essentially, it's feet on the ground versus what somebody has mapped it at. So I'm going to uncheck the world imagery now. You know how to find that and other files now. Let's go back to Silverboe County and let's take a look at the XY tolerance here. So this time I'm going to clip the highways, but I'm going to set an XY tolerance on Silverboe County. Let's say the Silverboe County isn't mapped very well. Let's set the tolerance to be 1,000 feet. And again, I want to pay attention to where I'm putting this. I'm going to put it in my tools, my analysis tools geodatabase, and call it highway clip. I'm going to run that. Hopefully 1,000 feet is enough to see it. Oh, it might not have been. Let's set it that a little bit higher. I'm going to run that higher to see if we can get that to show up. I'll set it for like 5 miles so we can make sure we see it. All right, I'm going to run that again. I just let that go to my default geodatabase because I've been running this for a while. You're going to see my numbers showing up a little different. But here you go. Now you can see what the difference is in the XY tolerance. I said that Silverboe County is not mapped correctly within 5 miles. So here, when it tries to clip, anything that's within 5 miles of the boundary is a little bit screwy. It's just not understanding exactly where that boundary is, and it's saying that this boundary was mapped poorly, very poorly at 5 miles. So when it goes to clip, it's basically putting a 2.5 mile buffer all the way around this and trying to clip it to that 2.5 mile buffer. So let's see. All right, so let's go into a different tool set. I'm going to remove that one. I'll put the highways and the streams back on. We're going to basically do the opposite of clip, and that's erase. And I think we've talked about this one, but we'll go ahead and run it anyway. The erase tool basically does the exact opposite of clip. We're going to input the Montana highways and Silverboe County. And again, we've got that XY tolerance. We can just run this with no tolerance at all. Say OK. It's going to erase all of the highways inside of Silverboe County. So now we've still got the highways showing up here, but they end at the Silverboe County boundary.